Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna, and we are doing episode number 12 of my Sunday morning craft and chat. So I've got my coffee and cocoa mix here, ready to go. I wanted to go through and show you what we're working on for Brooklyn's Halloween trick-or-treat gift to her classmates. So we'll just chat and put this stuff together. We made got it all set up for her to put them together last night, and I saved some to show you what I did. Without thinking, my daughter goes, "Aren't you going to use that in your video?" I actually put the hair on. So we're going to create a little Frankenstein. Now we had green for the boys. She picked green for the boys and pink for the girls. Or no, purple. The girls had purple. And we've got everything bagged up except for this one. So we're just going to do this one bag together. And then, so this was just cut from my Cricut. So it's just grass. So if I turn it this way, see, it's just the shadow of grass. So I just use that for his hair. The cardstock is cut to the height of the juice box. The juice boxes run in different sizes and heights and thicknesses, so I have to go by the juice box that we buy. So I cut it to the height of this one, and then what I do is I take the juice box and I'll lay it down on its edge and then bring up part of an edge and just get a crease, and then I can start moving it around. So then I lay it down, get a crease, bring it up, get kind of a crease, and lay it back down, get kind of a crease, and then lay it on its last side and get a crease. Then I can go in with my scoreboard and score on those marks. Now, it might not be exactly on a score line, but what I do is I move it to a score line and then score it. Because quite often it's like, oh, it's not exactly 1.5 inches or whatever it may be. It might be like in between two. So then I'll just slide it over to a score line and then score it. So that's how I do that. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. And I did try to do just the tape on there, but I noticed that a lot of the tape was just popping off. So we're just going to put an additional glue on there just to hold it. And then this just goes around there. Line up your edges, and then they can just slide that off when they're ready. So there we go. Now I had cut out, because I need a lot of them, I didn't have a punch that was 3/4 of an inch. So I just set it up on my Cricut and cut out a whole bunch of that size. And let me see, I'm looking for my other tools that I use. Here we go. So I cut a whole bunch. If you have a wider juice box, you might be able to get away with just your regular punches. I only had a 1-inch punch. So if you have a 3/4 inch punch or whatever circle punch you have, that'll make a nice size eye. Go ahead. And then we punched out a whole bunch of just black circles with just your regular Dollar Tree or any type of office supply circle punch. And we had Brooklyn glue all the eyes down. So she put down some glue. And she had fun with it. We had it all set up so she could, and I'll show you a picture at the end of how we had the table set up for her. And then she could put the eyes on however she wanted. She wanted to make them silly, she could. And she had to show Papa each one that she did. It was funny. So then I took, for the mouth, I took a pencil and lightly drew kind of a crookedy smile on. And I took my black Sharpie marker, because that's the hardest part, and I went over it. You can erase anything that doesn't match up, and then did some side marks like that. Then I created a stitch on his forehead, a stitch on his chin, and he is ready to go. That simple. And kids get such a big kick out of these. And so there's our Frankenstein juice box. The next thing I did was I went in my Cricut and I created the boo with the shadow, and then I created from Brooklyn, and then they have a new thing in there, and it's been in there a while. I just haven't used it before, but to create a shadow from your own thing. So I connected each one, made sure that they touched so it was easier, and then created a shadow for that, and just cut a card down the width of the bag. We're just going to use a regular lunch bag, which is 5 inches wide. So this is like 5 1/4, just a little bit over. So I did all that on my Cricut, except for the card, of course. So we did that. And she said, can I have a pumpkin on my bag? And I said, sure. So I created these pumpkins with the Cricut. So we're just going to go ahead and glue that on the bag. And my daughter's like, oh, she doesn't need pumpkins. I said, she asked me if she could have pumpkin on her bag. We'll put a pumpkin on her bag. It's not that hard. Oh, and she's like, where's your glue? I said, oh, it's right here. So I hand her my glue, and she's looking at it, and she goes, who decorates their glue bottle? Oh, my mother. I'm like, yeah, your mother. So we're going to just touch that on there. She laughed. I'm like, yeah, makes me happy. She goes, well, that's all that's important. All right. So then what we had her do was juice box in the bottom. And then we even had a toothbrush in the mix. And we just had an assortment of different things. Some pixie sticks and some tiny Tootsie Roll suckers and some Smarties and a box of little stickers. And the boys got a little skeleton stretchy thing and some fruit snack Welch's and some cheese and crackers, a Kit Kat, a couple of kisses, and a spooky ring. That was what she packed in the bags. Then we just folded it over, put her tag on with the boo face in the pumpkin, and then we stapled it on. She even did the stapling and everything. There we go. So then she had her bags, and I'll show you a bag from a girl. It's already packed, but let me just get a bag from one of the girls, and I'll show you what that looked like. So we had a girl bag and a boy bag. So, all right. So that's what she did. Let me go ahead and show you a picture of how we had it set up. It's going to be a nice, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Whoops. Let me see if I can get it up there. So we had it in stations, and she started with the bag. Actually, she started with the boxes and glued the eyes on. And then she went all the way around, and we had little pieces of cardstock with how many of each one she had to do. So then she went all the way around the table, and she'd get back here, we'd fold it up for her, and she'd put the tag on and staple it. So yeah, it worked out pretty good. I don't know if you can see that very good, but yep, that's all the different things she got to put in. So it was fun. We had a good time doing it. And then for her teacher, let me see, where did I put her teacher? There it is. I just created a little box, and the box was created on my Cricut. And so I created the box, fold that all up, and then I lined it with, because it's wasn't real heavy. So I lined it with black cardstock first, and then I relined it again with the ghost cardstock. And this is just from an old stack of, this is old stack of recollections that I just had in my stash. So I don't know if it's from, if it says a year. I don't see a year on it. No year, but it's old. It is old. But yeah. So we filled the box with some chocolates. And then I just created a little belly band for my scraps. And that is one of my embellishments that I made a couple weeks ago. And yeah. So that is all of her goodies for her class. And I know it's a short one today, but it doesn't always have to be long. And we're going to be working on some things for Thanksgiving. And we'll do Thanksgiving and then Christmas. So, but yeah, she had a riot. Her eyes lit right up when she walked in the house after school yesterday and seen all the stuff on the table ready for her to go. So, it's just a fun little thing to make it special for her. And we did it for the boys when they were younger. So I hope you all have a great day. As always, I wish you and your family many, many blessings. And I look forward to touching base with you next Sunday. And until the next time, I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.